Just stand up, please. Put your hands up like this. You're going to need 2 hands. You'll need 2 hands. So anyone holding a laptop, a book, need to put that down. And go like this. Fast. All right. You guys deserve a round of applause for being here on the last day. And if you don't mind, stand up, stand up. I'm going to do a quick selfie. Right here. Smile. All right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ah, look at that. All right. I'm on social media. Of course I'm going to do a selfie, right? All right. You guys are great. By the way, any veterans here or served? Awesome. Awesome. Happy Veterans Day. Your service for the nation can never be really repaid. So all we can do is recognize and support you in any way we can. So thank you. Okay, let's get right to it. We're talking about LinkedIn growth branding, right? Okay, let's see. Where's my clicker? Okay, what you're going to get after today's session is you're going to learn how to optimize your profile. You're going to learn how to really understand some of the features of LinkedIn. There's a lot of features. Believe me, you only need to know 1 or 2. You're going to learn how to create posts, how they're ranked, and really strategically how to use it, okay? Now, branding is important. We know that. People tell us that. Marketers tell us that, right? Our colleagues tell us that. But why is it important, right? Well, first off, does anyone know about some of the changes happening on Facebook? Or the changes that has already happened? Like you can't target on zip code. You can't target on gender anymore. Why is gender important? Okay, I'll share this. I wasn't planning on doing this, but I'll share this very quickly. Right, you can't do that. So as a marketer perspective, gender was really important because statistically, when, you know, who are the ones clicking on homes? Women were. So when you're advertising and you didn't do it based on gender, you end up paying more money because you're paying more for men to click on ads when really it was women who were clicking on these ads. And if you knew women are the ones statistically clicking on ads, what photo should you be showing? A barbecue pit? The backyard, the front of the house, or the kitchen? Kitchen. But get this, on Redfin, on Zillow, what do you see? Pictures of the front of the house. So right away, that's a quick tip right there. If you're advertising, why are you showing the front of the house? If you have a nice renovated kitchen, put that up. You will instantly stand out, and you know statistically, women are the one clicking on these photos. So as marketing costs, it will be increasing because marketers are going to have to change their tactics. Branding is becoming more important now because you can't just go directly to the consumers, especially on Facebook, which was one of our bread and butter plays. You can't just advertise easily anymore. You can't choose homeowners. Back then you could. You can't do it anymore. You're going to have to learn different ways of advertising. Now, today's session is not about Facebook. I just want to point out that these changes are happening on Facebook. They're going to trickle down to every other social media platform. So again, your brand is your most valuable asset. It will go up higher. It will cost more. So marketing, if you hire a marketing agency, don't be surprised when they raise the prices because they are having a hard time doing their marketing. It's going to cost them more. So when you know these, after today's session, you're going to learn some of these tricks, some of the tips that you can apply for yourself so you don't have to pay for a marketer. And your next generation of customers are different, right? Our next generation customers are who? What's their demographic? Millennials, right? They're the biggest demographic of home buyers and eventually be the homeowners, right? Well, they don't just you show one ad and you click and buy. It's not like that, right? They want to be emotionally attached to you. They're technically more savvy. So if you don't have a texting solution in your platform, well, I'll share this quick stat. 9 out of 10 millennials, when interviewed, would rather text versus call or email. Who here texts with their clients? Raise their hand. Email, right, and call. But millennials, they text. I look at my phone. Let me see, I'm just curious. On my phone, I'll share this with you. On my phone, I got about 125 missed phone calls. I have 2 unread text messages and 12,000 unread emails. So what does that mean? If you need to reach out to me, do not email me. You want to call me, good luck. But if you text me, I will respond. So as a millennial, when you want to reach out to them, make sure you think about some kind of texting solution. Again, we're going to talk about LinkedIn today, but I just want to give you some of those nuggets to start thinking about that. Because as 2020 comes around, in 2021, things are going to move even faster because what we've experienced the past 10 years is already dramatic. It's going to get even maybe better or worse. I don't know. Okay, so why LinkedIn? Why should we be on LinkedIn? First of all, 600, and by the way, these slides are available. I have, at the end of this session, I'll give you a link. If you go on Kaydoh.com, you can download the slides yourself. The password to download these slides is NAR, N-A-R 2019. I give additional tips and tools that we use to grow our brand. I'm sharing that out with everybody else. You'll be amazed some of the stuff that I use that is actually really easy, but it really makes you different when you're doing things on LinkedIn or Facebook. So go to that website, Kaydoh.com. I'll give that link at the end. So make sure you stay at the end. And by the way, my photographer is willing to do portrait shots for free at the end. So stay here. I'm giving a lot of good content today. So going on, why LinkedIn? 610 million total users, 300 million are active on a monthly basis. But get this, only 3 million produce weekly content. So what does that mean? That means only 1% of the monthly active users are on LinkedIn producing content. That means your competitors are not on LinkedIn. You can easily stand out if you just produce content on a weekly basis. Just doing that alone, you're already standing out. If you're on LinkedIn, you'll notice a lot of repetitive things happening. You'll see like the same people posting. It's because nobody else does it. So when I say you got to get on it, I'm serious, get on it, because as more realtors get on it, it'll be more competitive, just like how Facebook was. Who was here when Facebook first came out and they had advertising? Like, who was the first to use it? Because it was really cheap back then. It's getting more expensive now because it's becoming more competitive, right? LinkedIn is free. Take advantage of this. Okay, so let's talk about why is LinkedIn used for. Let's go through some scenarios. Is it a digital resume? Connect with prospects, yeah. Showcase your authority, networking, building relationships. It's a professional community. Like, of these, which one is LinkedIn? Yeah, I got a smart group here. It is all of them. Absolutely all of them. So let's talk about 5 ways you're going to grow and optimize your brand. You got to be able to have a profile stand out. You need to be able to have a headline. You need to have recommendations, leverage recommendations. You need to be active and contribute, and status updates. That's it. You follow these 5, you're going to grow your brand. Right? That's it. I'm going to go through details on each of them. First, how do you make your profile stand out? First thing is, you need to have a professional photo, please. If you have a photo, you're 20 times more likely to be viewed and have connection requests. Why is this important? You're not in the business looking for people to connect. It's better for them to come to you after seeing your profile, asking to connect with you, versus you going out there trying to connect with them. Not only that, if you don't have a profile, a professional one, I've seen so many realtors with no profile. What does that tell me? Well, to me, I think it's a bot, actually. I think they're not a real person. I think they're trying to hide something. So right away, real estate is what? A relationship business. It's about trust. So if you can't even show me your photo, I'm not trusting you. Sorry. Right? So think about that. Make sure you have a professional photo. And if you don't have one, at the end of the session, my guy will be able to take a professional photo for you for free. Move on to the next one. Background image. Okay, this is very... Right away, you're going to stand out with the background image. Most realtors will put a picture of a what in the background? A house. Last time I checked, there's about 1 million realtors on LinkedIn. How do you stand out? You stand out by being what they say authentic. But what I mean by that is, if you've done a deal, who's done a deal before? Like sold a home before? I'm just curious. Make sure, right? We all sold a home? All right. We sold a home? Okay. You can take a picture of your client shaking their hand and yourself in front of the house. That's a background photo of you actually doing business with someone, right? Having a happy client. That is an authentic photo. You don't need to have a very nice mansion in the back. That's fake. What's real is a photo of you speaking with your clients. If you're going to these broker tours, standing ups, doing meetings or doing sessions, networking with other clients, you're doing a client appreciation, show a photo of that, but you being the center of that image, right? Looking professional. That makes you stand out right away from every other realtor out there.
Work in the community?
Absolutely. Work in the community. Absolutely. Again, showcasing your authority. Another thing is you need to illustrate your service. So on LinkedIn, there's like a gazillion skills that you can have, and people can endorse you for things that you may not relate to you. And many of us didn't come out becoming a realtor right out the gate, right? You may have been an engineer, sales, retail, and you may not want to be endorsed for that, but they did endorse you for that because that's on your profile. What you can do is you can sort the skills up front, the ones that are most important to you. You want to be able to showcase your certifications, any certifications, right? So if you're a top producer, you're a good neighbor, you're a local community hero, whatever that is, make sure you mention that and start filling that out. When people look at your profile, they want to see not just who you are, but what you've done. For me, I actually run a technology company, but on my profile, if you look at it, you're going to see, oh, this guy's a national speaker. And it is true. I speak at a lot of different conferences. And all of my engineering skills, I push that down. So when you look at my profile, you're going to see I'm a speaker, real estate investment, chatbots. That's what I want people to see. You can do the same thing, right? When you think about your skills, what's your top skills, right? Top negotiator, right? Top consultant, right? Wealth advisor. Those things you can sort up so that when people see it, you want them to see the key skills that you want to present yourself to people. Now, your headlines. You want to be able to leverage your headlines a little bit differently, okay? The way people look at a profile is they first look at your picture, right? They're going to look at your picture, so make sure you have a photo and a background. Then they'll, excuse me, then they will make a decision whether you want to move forward by looking at your title, right? But your title, you want to be thoughtful about that, right? Everyone's a real estate agent, right? I did a search on real estate agent in the Bay Area. I think it was about 230, no, not 200. It was like in the 60,000 range. When I did a search on real estate advisor, it went down to like 10,000. So think about that, right? You don't want to have a typical title. So having a strong headline will allow them to decide to move further down your profile, right? Your profile is like a landing page. It's your page that showcases who you're all about professionally and at the same time what you do for the community. And they make a judgment whether they want to go down. You're encouraging them to look at your profile, click around, and engage with your brand. So think of it also like a website. So when you look at your headline pitch, you had your title. Think of it as a pitch. What's your elevator pitch and your title? Don't just call yourself a real estate agent. What's your pitch? Like, why? Why should I even work with you? Like, what are you offering, right? Quinton Olive is this big influencer on LinkedIn. I highly suggest you follow him. He teaches a lot and gives a lot of free stuff. His name is Quinton Olive. I personally have met him, and I have learned a great deal from him. He's taught me a lot. Again, I mentioned earlier, stay away from the typical job titles. Realtor, real estate agent, sales consultant, stay away from that. But if you have an actual value proposition, you can also give that out. I'm going to give you an example of this individual. His name is Matt Nguyen. He doesn't call himself as an agent. He says, free home values report, text CMA to this number. He's giving out his value proposition. So if you have a value proposition you can give to someone, make that as part of your headline. Now, as we go further along in this session, you'll understand why this is even more important. Next one, recommendations. Now, we know that, by the way, do we have recommendations on LinkedIn? Yeah, we do have some. Is anyone giving out recommendations? Yes, so, okay. So, recommendations first and foremost is your testimonial, right? So it's very important that you try to get your clients to recommend you so that people can see what they're talking about. But it's a great way to repurpose your content, okay? So if someone says something on LinkedIn, you can reuse that, make a post about that, share that on Facebook. It's a way to, again, repurpose that content, but again, show the people that are writing recommendations on LinkedIn are legit. I want to make that clear. It's not fake, okay? LinkedIn is one of the most trusted networks. It's the biggest business-to-business network. So when people write recommendations, they're putting their reputation on the line. So I'm not going to recommend someone that does bad service. No. So think about that. When a client actually goes on their LinkedIn profile and gives you a recommendation, that is a powerful recommendation. Generally, you want to keep it 1-to-1 ratio. What I mean by that is if you have one recommendation, you should look to give out a recommendation. Right? We live in a world of plentiful. Let's not try to get everything, right? Give more than take, right? I have this policy that I always live by, and I do my business. It's called 5149. I learned that directly from Gary Vaynerchuk, right? 5149. That means give more than you take. Do a little bit more than you take. There's so much wealth to share. You don't need to have all of it. Do more before you take, and the world will reciprocate. Now, Quinton Olive, you look at his profile, he is a highly optimized individual. He has he got 20 recommendations, he's given out 28. But why is this important though, also? Let's dig a little bit deeper, right? And I mentioned this earlier, don't ask without giving first. Offer to do a recommendation. So you're asking yourself right now, I know some of you in the room, it's like, well, why am I gonna recommend a client, right? My client's an engineer, how am I gonna recommend him or her? Well, think about it. Getting a job, is it always about technical skills? What about the soft skills? Is this person organized, punctual? Was he organized in looking at the comps I gave to him or her? The way you say, the way you write your recommendation to your client, first, they're gonna be really thankful that you did that. And second, it's gonna show how smart you are. Because now you're telling this individual about how, you know, I met him at an open house. This person showed a lot of empathy. There's things, words that you can use that as an employer values, empathy, on time, organized, analytical, right? I mean, we live in a day and age where everything is about data, right? So an agent, as a consumer, you're giving them reasons why you need to increase the price or lower price, or talking about strategies. They were great at planning, strategic planning with me when we were going to negotiate a deal. Those things you can say in the recommendation. It makes that person look great. Make them as a partner with you in that deal. Not only that, it increases your brand placement. Who here have heard of the rule of 7 in marketing? Right? A brand, someone needs to see a brand 7 times before they remember you. So it's in your best interest to put your brand out there as much as possible. Recommendation is definitely one of them. What I mean by that is your recommendation will go on your client's profile. If you have clients on LinkedIn, your brand, you're the only realtor, goes on their profile. When people look at their profile, they're gonna see this awesome recommendation by this awesome individual with an awesome headline with a call to action. Interesting, click on that individual, they realize you sell real estate. That's a great way to put your brand out. This individual here she has a good following, but she didn't have any recommendations. So what I did is I put an awesome recommendation right into her profile. Anyone that looks after her will see my picture there, my call to action, and I gave an awesome recommendation, giving value, more value right there. Number 4, active and contribute. This is my favorite, and this is what will really grow your brand. It's not good enough anymore to just like content, right? Does anyone know what's happening tomorrow with Instagram?
They're getting rid of the likes.
Yeah. Why is that? If likes is so important, why would they get rid of it? Because it's not important. It's not important. It's too easy to like. What they measure is when a post, and this is on all social media platforms, what's most important is shares, comments, then likes. okay? So they're getting rid of the likes because it's really irrelevant. When they want to measure the engagement of a post, they want to see how many people are commenting. It takes a little bit more effort on your end to comment, but you're showing you're engaged with that post. So what does that mean for LinkedIn? Don't just like, but comment. When someone comments on your post, you should always reply. Never leave a comment uncommented. If I came in a room and said, "Hi, Jerry," and then that person just leaves, is that rude? Yes. They say, "Great job, Mike," and you don't respond, it means you don't care. Where's the relationship in that? Right? Whenever someone replies back to my comment, I feel grateful. I'm like, wow, this person took the time to read my comment and they replied back. You know what? I might reply back again. And now, again, you're going to start seeing your traction grow, building out that relationship. And again, shortly here, I'm going to show you what it means. On LinkedIn, okay, one of the biggest things I see realtors do on LinkedIn is they showcase their properties, or they pound themselves on the chest. "Oh, I sold this home in 5 days," or "I sold it over list price." Two things. One, you're making it too easy. You're making it like, wow, you didn't do too much and you made that much money, right? They're thinking like that. Two, again, 41% of millionaires, when interviewed, are on LinkedIn. So when we talk about high-profile clients, they're on LinkedIn. But they're not on it to buy a home. They're on it to learn, right? Either looking for another job, looking for another opportunities, but they're generally looking for opportunity. Is real estate considered an opportunity? Yeah. What's the biggest gateway to wealth? Real estate. Forget about the Bitcoin stuff, cryptocurrency. No, real estate. That's a sure bet, right? So if you're in this space, educate the consumers on how they can build wealth in real estate. What's the common pitfalls investing in real estate, right? Do they have a deed of trust, or is it a promissory note? When you're looking at properties, what signs should you look for that can help appreciate? Who here knows that if you live in an area that has Trader Joe's and Whole Foods, you appreciate statistically above 7%? Okay, so if you know that, and you know there's a Trader Joe or Whole Foods that's opening it up, why am we consumers not seeing realtors talk about that? I'm in San Jose area. We just had a Sprout open up in the Evergreen area, which is a very nice neighborhood. But this store coming in is going to add more value to our real estate game. No realtor was going out there doing a video or talking about it. That was a prime opportunity missed by all realtors in the Bay Area, right? So take this back with you. If you live in an area and you have good companies coming in, talk about that and how that's going to affect your real estate space. So you're thinking about buying and you're having some major developments that are about to happen, maybe it's a good time to start buying now. I've been telling people this, Google is building one of the biggest complexes in San Jose, in downtown San Jose. Right now it's considered, a lot of parts of it run down. As an investor, I'll be licking my chops right now. I'm trying to buy up in San Jose. Because when they build the biggest complex there, who's going to live there? Engineers making over $200,000. They're going to need housing. Sure, there's going to be a campus of housing, but believe me, there's going to be people that's going to do a lot of Airbnb, strategic homes there. There's going to be investors there. If I had the money, I would buy there. Absolutely. So this is something you can share to your consumers on LinkedIn. They would value that. And then another thing here, I'll stop here. I know it's very easy to outsource things. I know realtors' main job is not to be on social media, right? It's to build those relationships. But it's hard to build a relationship if you're not there, you're not authentic, okay? So it's easy to outsource to marketing companies to tell them to write content for you. What I will say this is, just be thoughtful what you're doing. Because if you're hiring a marketing agency, I'm not saying don't do it, but what I am saying is understand that it's your personal brand that's on the line. So if they make a mistake and don't understand all the policies, they can get your account banned. I've had realtors do that, come to me and tell me these problems, and you can't unban it. You have to create a new profile. Build your reputation again. It's a pain. So just be thoughtful. When you're hiring someone, make sure you do your due diligence, understand what they're doing. And understand this, it's hard to be authentic when you're hiring a company, because they generally will use the same content on so many other realtor sites. So if you really want to be authentic, just be you. You know, if you look on my profile and you look at my company's, Kaydoh, you're going to think, wow, they have a marketing agency doing their stuff. The truth is, I'm doing it myself, and I spend less than 5 hours a week. And I'm growing my brand tremendously. By doing just simple things like this, being engaged, being authentic, commenting on people's posts, but follow people that are also an authority in this space. Right? Don't just comment on someone who has no traction, but if there are posts that you follow, real estate, investments, that are gaining in popularity, make sure you jump into that conversation. Make sure you're involved in that conversation and say something. So why is commenting important? It's because of this very fact. When you comment, all of your followers will see that. You'll get the author's attention, and if the author comments back, because the author knows that they need to also be authentic and continue to build that relationship, their followers will also see that you just made a comment. So now you just took one effort to write a comment, but your followers are going to see that you made a comment. And they're going to see, well, what's Sally commenting on? And you're commenting on thoughtful content, not about someone's lunch meal, right? Yes?
Is too much commenting too much?
No, absolutely not. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean, how you can get too much comment and how it really helps you. Commenting, again, you're not commenting like, hi, comment. Hey, comment. No. I'm talking about commenting. Actually have a comment. Consume that content and say something quickly about what your thoughts are. If you want to be that influencer, you want to build that brand, you want people to want to know what are your thoughts. And if they don't ask for it, give it to them. That's it. That's what you're doing. It's all about perception on social media, right? You want to put yourself, you're a top producer in the local area, but what do people perceive you as? Right? You need to be out there, and you got to be that influencer. You got to be that authority. So you start doing that by commenting. You may not be someone who's going to write blogs, but as you comment, you're going to start building that influence. Yes?
So sharing and commenting, is that like double dipping? Or when you share, should you also comment?
Okay, very good question. So when people share your stuff, that's very powerful. So absolutely, when someone shares it and you get notification that Mary just shared your comment, make sure you comment on her post and say, thank you, Mary, for following me and supporting me. I love what you're doing because you've done a little bit of prospecting. You're trying to see what they've done. Make it relevant. I love what you're doing over there at Google or Symantec, at Ford Motors, right? So when you comment, make sure you have a little relevancy in that. It just takes a few clicks to do that. It gets the author's attention. It boosts your brand awareness. So here I'm going to give you an example. I did a few things on this post. This person's name is Kyle Burke. He's also an influencer. You can go ahead and follow him as well. He had a post about making some tough decisions. Who here can relate to tough decisions? Yeah, so he did a really good post about being having a post that was very resonating. I made a post. If you look at this, which comment draws your attention? You guys see that picture, right? Absolutely. I'm saying, who is that guy? All right, I'm going to take a look at that. I made a comment, and I took a picture of myself giving him a pound. I say, hang in there, brother, right? And I gave him a really good comment. So I did a couple of things there. One, I commented. I followed that principle. Two, I had a photo of myself, emoji. I made an emoji that was me, right? Instead of having an emoji that was like that yellow emoji that is graphical, I created my own emojis. So it's called a photo comment. I don't suggest you do this to every single comment. It's too fake. But some posts that are very popular, I highly suggest you do that because it makes that comment alive. Your face there, your brand there. If you look closely, I have my purple shirt. My company's color is purple, so I always wear purple. I have a purple shirt on. I have my postcards. So I have branded placement. It's not explicit. It's a little bit implicit. But it's there. People will know it. And what happened even better, or what was even more awesome, was Quinton Olive right away commented right below me. And he's a major influencer. So all of his followers went to this post, saw my brand. You see how that works? And he didn't do a photo comment, only me. So they saw my face, my brand. Yes. Kyle Burt. Kyle, K-A-Y-L-E, Burt, B-U-R-T, Burt. And again, these slides, you can download it. At the end, I'll give you the actual link. It's Kaydoh.com. Kaydoh, like Play-Doh, but Kaydoh. And this post had 16,000 views, over almost 350 engagements. So for me, it took me less than a minute to do this, but it did its job. Got my brand there, stays there. Now, what I mentioned earlier, you get into other people's feeds because when you're commenting, and when people comment back, it gets the author's attention. If you look at this, Tom commented on Marilyn's post, which I commented on, but Tom is my connection. So LinkedIn is telling me I need to look at this. I got a notification. It has nothing to do with me, but it is related to me because I did comment on that post. So this is all intertwined and connected, all through comments. Liking people's comment is also effective. When you're reading people's comment, like it. Because I get a notification when people like my comment. And then again, if this person has a photo and they gave me and if they also commented, I'm gonna click on that person's profile, see what this person's all about. Yeah.
Okay, for some of us in here,
Mm-hmm.
dealers and very busy people,
Mm-hmm.
and then social media can take up quite a bit of time.
Mm-hmm.
How do we leverage that time then, or create that time then to go into, to do all this commenting and whatever you do in order to keep our brand alive out there?
Can you repeat the question?
So she said, we are all busy. How do we really do this, right? And I mentioned this earlier. You can outsource it, but you have to run that risk of what I mentioned earlier. Or you can be really yourself. I spend less than 5 hours a week. Can you afford that? 5 hours a week, 7 days a week? I'm not spending that much time. But once you get into a rhythm, go on LinkedIn, look at a few things, just make a few comments. That's it. I'm not saying spending hours of commenting. You're going to have a group of people that you're going to follow, and you'll be engaging with them. And when they comment back, you will naturally need to comment back on them. And I get it. You're very busy. We are all busy. But that's still no excuse for us to just completely ignore an untapped market. Is that an excuse? We make time for things we want. Is that true? Absolutely. The mindset is a powerful thing. Okay, so that's the thing we need to make sure we hone in on, is our mindset. Can we do it? Because if you believe you can do it, you will make time for the things you want. Absolutely. Yes?
There are, my understanding is there's free LinkedIn accounts and there's paid LinkedIn accounts. What does that impact, how does that impact what you're?
I do everything free. I don't pay LinkedIn at all. And when I've used it, I haven't found much value out of it, but just because of my specific business, I don't need that. I know in the premium, you can know who is looking at your profile and you can reach out to them. It is effective. But if you're not on LinkedIn a lot, I don't know if it's worth your money. Anyone work for LinkedIn, by the way? All right. I'm not trying to throw shade at them, but I'm just saying for me, it doesn't work. I'm not going to spend, I think it's like, was it $99 a month? I thought it was pretty expensive. It's crazy, but I don't use it. I grew my brand. I know a lot of influencers on LinkedIn do not use it as all. Because if you look at the profile, it won't have that gold in symbol. Mine doesn't have that, so I'm not paying for it. Okay, status updates. We're almost at the end here. I think we're good, right? How much time we have? Okay, cool. We have a lot of good stuff. Okay, status updates. So going back, that commenting, that's your bread and butter. That's how a lot of these influencers have really grown their brand on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, is commenting. So if you learn anything today, anything, it's just that. That is the true recipe on growing your brand. So if you're on Facebook, make sure you comment. Make sure anyone comments on your post, you comment back. Before you ask yourself, why am I liking this? right? Comment on it. Status updates. So status updates is something on LinkedIn where you can write something like, hey, I'm at NAR conference 2019, right? You post it. That's a status update. That has the highest reach potential. So LinkedIn also has this blogging feature where you can write blogs on it. It's also, I would say the blogging is effective if you really immerse yourself in a long-term strategy. Why I say that is, when you write a blog on LinkedIn, it's actually searchable outside of LinkedIn. Okay, so that's important because a lot of these companies, when you put something on their stuff, they don't want nobody else touching their data. But LinkedIn has opened it up so Google can look at what you're blogging. So in theory, you don't have to have a website or a blogging website. You could put everything on LinkedIn, attach it to your account, but every time you write a blog, this also can be viewable from people outside of LinkedIn. Get easy ranking, and it's really powerful. Ask for free, absolutely. And when you say blogging, I'm not talking about a 3 or 4 paragraph, like a long blog. You can do a 1 paragraph, something, and share an article, but put that as a blog. You can certainly do that. But what I found myself to be the most effective is doing these status updates, writing my thoughts on these status updates, 1 or 2, 3 paragraphs. I'll make it long form. And then and it's important you do a long form. And I'm going to go through an example of a post that I did that did really well within a couple of days. And we'll break it down why it did well. But a status update has the highest reach potential. It'll go outside of your connection network. It's a free way to build your organic traffic. So let's drive, when you do these posts and it becomes engaging or not, regardless, when people see these posts, if it's intriguing enough, it will drive them back to your profile. Your profile is your landing page. It's the spot where this is your time to shine and talk about yourself. So hence, in the earlier part of this discussion, this workshop, I talk about optimizing your profile. If you don't have that optimized, don't do this yet. Because if you don't have a picture, it's not going to work. If you don't have a nice background, if you don't convey your services right, you're wasting your energy. So make sure your profile is optimized first, and then this will follow pursuit. So let's break down a post that did good. This post, I did this post. So right away, this post, I think in less than 5 days, had 2,000 views, more than 2,000 views, over 59 engagements. Now, a couple of things I want to point out. First, we need to stop thinking that we can create a post that go viral. Don't. There is no recipe. If you think there is, someone told you there is, that's a lie. I read them all. They don't work. They don't work. I built a product and went viral in over 110 countries in less than 30 days, did over 100,000 messages. We can never repeat it. So I'm going to tell you, we tried it. It doesn't work. What works is sustainability, being authentic, being you. That's going to work. So when you look at numbers, be realistic. This is considered really good. So if you get something like this, be proud. Most people don't even get 1 like. Most people don't even get any engagements. Most people can't go beyond this. Okay? So be realistic. Be happy. As long as you're pushing out content, they will come. This doesn't happen overnight. It took me a while to start building this up. So also, keep in mind, you go home tonight, tomorrow, and you do a post and nothing happens. Don't say, oh, fuck, Michael Lam's man, he's lying, man. He's an imposter. No, it takes time. Give it a few months. But be consistent. Be consistent. Just like you. I mean, who here has been in the business more than 5 years? Look at that. You're consistent. You didn't just cop out, jumped out of a boat. First year? First year, was it easy or hard? Hard. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not easy as you may think, but over time, it will be easy, just like now. Is it easier now than it was your first year? Yeah. Absolutely, same thing. I spit out these content like it's nothing. But back then, I had to think about it, sure. But over time, I built a rhythm. So let's break this down. So when you look at this post, I strategically wrote this in a way to get this engagement, though. Because I knew that when you write a post, the first 3 lines are the most important lines you will write. First 3 lines, not first 3 sentences. First 3 lines. So what that means is you need your hook And you need to break those lines up, because those 3 lines is going to get people's attention when they're not actually looking at the photo. So when there's a notification pops up, Michael Lamb just shared, and then they will show the first sentence, you got to make sure you can't catch them. So in this line, I think I said something like, what did I say? I said, I broke my daughter's promise. I hate it when I can't keep promises, especially when it comes to my 4 daughters. By the way, I got 4 girls. I got an 8-year-old, a 5-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 1-year-old girl. Why do you think I don't have any hair? I used to have a long set of hair. You go on Kaydoh's Facebook page, look up the videos, you're going to see my 3-year-old shave my head. Watch it. I do this as a tradition, actually. I'll share this very quickly with everyone. If you guys don't mind, I'll share this something personal. I actually grew up, whenever my wife and I find out that she's pregnant, but she's pregnant, I grow out my hair. I don't cut it. I let it grow as long as possible. I don't trim it. I don't do anything. I let it grow out. I've grown it out to here before. The reason why I do something like that is, to me, the minute you become a father, being a father of 1 versus a father of 2 and 3, is that different? Absolutely, right? So every time we find out that we were pregnant, to me, it's a symbolism of change. You change as a human individual when you have someone else to care for. So when I grow out my hair, I don't touch it. The minute the baby's born, I shave it. I'm a new man. I'm a new father, because I'm not a father of 2. I'm a father of 3, a father of 4. So to me, I do that as a tradition, and I pass that along to my children, and I tell them that all the time, and I keep a lock of hair for them. But for me, I want to do something different. Some people have different traditions. This is a tradition I set for my family. I didn't follow anyone else. I just decided I wanted to do that for my family. That was it. Who to say you can't do anything, right? Right. I love sharing that story, by the way. So you have the first 3 lines. That is alluring. And then you'll notice something here. If you notice, oh, by the way, the emojis. Back then, I would say emojis are good. But marketers really screwed it up, because they make it really spammy now. All these emojis, and then you have other people think, oh, I got to put emojis everywhere. No, don't do that. You need to space it out. Control the amount of emojis you do. They do bring the post alive. They do draw out attention, but be careful. I generally do about 3 to 4 emojis in a post. I don't go too much. I don't go too crazy, because now you become spammy. But I made it enough. Right? I said something when I said, well, what's this emoji? I broke my daughter's promise. I had a little sad face. Then I talked about my daughters, 4 girls. So again, just kind of drawing that, image in their minds that I got 4 daughters. Again, trying to build that emotional connection right there. Right then and there, the first 3 lines. And then if you notice this little see more, you guys notice that when you look at posts, there's a little section that says see more. If you click on it, it has more content. Now, there's more to that. That's the reason. Well, first, when you click on see more, you're voting for that post to be engaging. So when you're an author writing a post, should you be writing more than 3 lines? Yes. You want to make it so you have more stuff below, so that people click on see more, because when they see more, they're voting, saying they want to see more of your content. What else did you say below? But better yet, you're telling LinkedIn that this post is engaging. They're going to rank you better. This is why you might see some realtors write a post on Facebook and then do dot, 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 and have all these hashtags. They're trying to game the system, because people who click on it and they click on see more, there's nothing down there but hashtags. I don't suggest you do that. I want you to write real content. Because if you keep doing that, it's just bullshit. And then at the end, people are just not going to click on that anymore. So make sure you actually write long form, half spacing. Don't write long paragraphs. People are all on their mobile phones these days. Desktops are eventually going to go away. That's why we have the tablets. I see a Surface Pro there. Right on, brother. I love the Surface Pro. It's a tablet, but it's also a computer, right? That's coming, right? If you haven't used one, try it. It's awesome. Computers, desktops are going away. I'm not the one saying it. Many other entrepreneurs, other tech folks are saying that as well. So if the computer is going away, then if you're writing a whole long paragraph that's 7 sentences, is that hard to read? Yeah, it's hard. You want to break down the sentences, have spacing in between, let them read it. Make it easy to read. Then they will enjoy your content. Do that for everything, even when you're promoting a real estate ad.
The hashtags, you're not a fan of the hashtags?
No, I am a fan of the hashtag. What I'm saying, don't just put hashtags. Put content and then have your appropriate hashtags below. Now, hashtags are also important on LinkedIn recently because if you follow specific hashtags or you search for things that your content's about relationships, for example, there's like about, I think, 3 or 4 million people following that hashtag. If you write a post that has good engagement, you're going to get a little badge or a little notification saying that your post is trending, and then all your followers will see that. So when you're thinking about using hashtags, think about the type of post you're doing and create a hashtag. Put that little pound sign and write a keyword about that, and you'll never know. This is another way you can grow your post. Let's go further. Right? People love to see images, videos. If you've been here from the other sessions, you know video is here to stay. You need to get on it. I'll make some comments about that. And I'm sure you've all heard, like, not stay away, but these professional-looking videos generally don't do as well as just candid videos. Do we know that? Okay, so what that means is they don't care if you're perfect. They don't. Right? They always see you in your nice suit, your nice dress. What about you in your sneakers? Out walking downtown, talking about Sprouts, talking about Trader Joe, talking about what's happening, right? Why not do something like that, something very simple? That in alone will give you naturally a better traction. It will naturally build a stronger relationship with your followers. So I put a picture of my, so again, just going back to this post, 3 lines, very important. The see more is strategically important because you want to tell LinkedIn that people are clicking on it so that it pushes up into people's feeds. And I have pictures of my daughter because when I came home, what they did is in that table, it was one of those tables you can write on, they said to me that they missed me. And I came home really late that day. It was a Friday, and I was supposed to come home early. And by the way, another thing I'll share personally, that I homeschool my girls. So they're home waiting for me. And my wife. And when I came home, they surprised me. They said, "We're waiting for you, Dad." And it was really late, so I decided, let's just go to Chuck E. Cheese. That's the least we can do. Because I actually was supposed to take them out to a movies, but it was too late then. So I took that picture and I shared it. People say, stay away. Don't take pictures of your kids and stuff on LinkedIn. I'm going to say, you have to be professional, but you also have to be real. People don't care about your burrito you had for lunch, but the people do care about your relationships with the people you have. Your family, sure. Do you do that all the time? No. But throw it in there because it's different. How many people do you see do something like this on LinkedIn? Raise your hand. One person maybe done that? Yeah. That's my point. Because everybody's staying away. They're trying to be corporate, and just stay still. No, you guys, when you're growing your brand, you got to get out of that mindset. You got to be a little bit different. Be a little bit bold, right? Yes?
You did a collage here. Is that a 3-for-1, so to speak? You did a collage.
Oh, so this one, I just put 3 photos in, and it just naturally did that. That's all it does. And when you upload multiple photos, LinkedIn will automatically do that for you. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so another tip here is that, great, you got an engaging post. Now what do you do, right? What do you do now? What can you do to amplify this? Well, you need to have an actual conversation in these posts. People start commenting because when they start commenting, what do? Comment back. You comment back. When they comment, you go back and you comment back. But what else can you do when you comment back? Take it a step further. Try to start a conversation in that thread. Now, when I tell you this, when I'm sharing with you this, when you go home, I promise you, when you start talking, when you're on social media, you're gonna start noticing, oh, I know what that person's trying to do to me. Because that's what they're doing. They're trying to start a conversation with you because they want to amplify this post. So, how do you start a conversation? Do a quick search on that person. Or if that person you actually know, like a title rep that works with you, Just say, hey, I can't wait to see you on Monday, or I can't wait to grab some coffee, or I can't wait to go to this networking session or this conference, right? Trying to make the conversation to show your authority, that you're knowledgeable, you're doing something, because you know what? It's not that person seeing it. It's your followers also seeing that comment. Yes?
So when you're messaging somebody on LinkedIn,
Mm-hmm.
that has nothing to do with this.
That's
You're
different.
having a private conversation and
It's different. The private is private, and that's between you and your client. You're doing your, that's more of going towards your business. This is more on making it public and showcasing your authority. So when you're commenting back on that post. So here, for example, when this person commented on my post, this person is an author. He writes books and comics. He made a post about something, oh, great job, Mike. That's what he said. But I got him, and I made him comment like 3 or 4 times. Because I said, hey, how you doing, Dexter? I love the book that you're writing. How's it coming along? Showcasing that I'm connected with people who are authors, showing my authority, right? I'm not just talking to someone who, isn't nobody, right? Again, you're trying to establish that you're somebody, right? So you do that on his comment, and he replied back, oh, it's going great. And then I replied back again, asking him another question. He goes back and answers it again. So what ends up happening is he gets a notification 5 times. When he replies back, all his followers sees it. Every time I reply back, all my followers sees it. You see how this becomes top of mind? That's how you do it. That's how you do it. And again, doesn't take, I know you're thinking, oh my God, Mike, that's taking a lot of time. I'm not sure I can do this. Like I said earlier, 1% produce weekly content. 41% of millionaires are on LinkedIn. Can you afford the time? Because I can assure you, the realtors who can afford the time, that's a whole lot of pie right there they're gonna have, right? It's Thanksgiving coming up, right? Just think about that. I mean, I know realtors like to think, oh man, I don't have all this time, but I'm just trying to change the mindset here a little bit. Because I was like that too. I was like, man, I don't know if I can do this. Because I learned from Quinton Olive, he's like, Mike, you gotta be authentic, you gotta contribute, you gotta comment, and it will grow. And I'm looking at him having so many followers on Instagram, and I said, man, you gotta be using a tool, you gotta be using an agency. He goes, nope, I do it myself. And he became a big time influencer. He goes on TEDx and speak. Yes.
so we're on
Great. What is your name?
AC.
AC? Okay, AC. Great comment. And you spoke for the majority right there. The 99% who don't post. You did. Because the 1% understands, and I'm not saying you don't understand this. What I'm saying is they've know that most people have been conditioned because the media thinks that LinkedIn has a branding issue because was originally a professional network, right? But millennials, they don't just buy from brands anymore just because they have a great product. They want to have that relationship, the connection. So if you're doing something great in the community, you're trying to learn, trying to be better for your clients, what are you doing at NAR? You're trying to be better for your clients. You're trying to level up your game. Why not take that video, post it on LinkedIn and say, hey, while people have a day off, I'm hustling. I am here learning about how I can be better. Why not make a post like that? So what I'm saying is when you're making posts, the consumers, they want to learn. So when you're saying something, what are you learning? Or are you trying to build some type of a relationship connection, right? Yes.
Well, my comment would be that we live in such a transparent world today.
Yes.
That if you choose to be on social media, it is weird when you first start getting clients friending you.
Yeah.
But I just decided, well, that's how it is now, and I make sure everything is good, and I enjoy it. And when you share patriotic posts, people appreciate that. They might go, oh, that's a good one, I'll use that.
Yeah.
And what I learned on LinkedIn was kind of add everybody so you can grow as big as you can,
Yeah.
and then just ignore the people that solicit you right off the get-go.
So,
You don't need to respond to everything.
great point. The ones that solicit, I actually unfriend them right away. I actually do that right away. You're going to get a lot worse by the end of this year because their marketers are coming out for you. They think it's easy to market to realtors, and you got a big budget, and they see all that billions of dollars. Be ready for that. But I do, when I connect with anyone on LinkedIn and they immediately give me a pitch, I unfriend them right away. I don't want to be associated to those people. Mm-hmm.
So my question was going to be, when you get these requests to connect on LinkedIn from people you don't know, do you click, ignore and I don't know this person, or do you accept that and then see if they're...
I accept everybody first because I don't know who that person is. Maybe that person is friends with Elon Musk. I want to meet Elon. I don't know. I mean, I can't just blatantly just ignore people, right? You never know who that client will be yours, right? And I was here at the Shay Shada's session about unique lead generating strategy, top producer where she's at. And she was saying that she's friends with all of her clients. And she doesn't do any advertising. It's all based off referrals. Well, referrals are going to come from the relationship with your clients who naturally become your friends. Now, if you're in a business where you just want to be more transactional and don't want to build a relationship, that's tough. That's tough, because you know why? The stats don't lie. What did they say? 15% of home buyers use the same agent again. Dang, that means there's no loyalty, there's no relationships.
Well, I think we have to go deep in relationships if we want to compete with, Zillow and Amazon and all the companies
Absolutely.
trying to get into our business. So relationships where it's at. So on Facebook, I'm a little more careful who I add because of the limit and just because. LinkedIn, I just add everybody.
Yeah, there's a limit on Facebook is like 5,000 friends.
Yeah.
That's a lot. But yeah, I mean, and your reach is going to be much harder too. What I said earlier, you can't advertise on zip code, on gender, you can't do homeowners, like there's certain interest base you can't do anymore. Not only that, they made it so that your reach is only the top 25 people that engage. This is why you need to go out and engage in other people's posts so they can reply back, so that when you do a post, it goes into their feed. This is how you can get into other people's feed, is you go to other people that you know they're your friends or you know they're your contact, but they're not coming into your feed, you comment. This is how you can grow it out. This is how you can correctly or appropriately grow the brand within the lines of the algorithm of Facebook and LinkedIn. Okay, and by the way, about Zillow, absolutely. I'm in the AI space, and companies think that they can just replace realtors like it's that. And I myself purchased my house 10 years ago, and I'm thinking about the times I've made these transactions. I can never replace a realtor, because it's not about the actual home and finding it. No, I don't need a realtor to do that. But it's the emotional piece, right? Real estate is an emotional transaction, which is the largest of your life. No AI bot is going to walk you through and debate and help control two separate minds. Like me and my wife, we have different opinions of what we should do about this property, right? The realtor was there who kind of put it into perspective. Why are you fighting over this when you should think about the value of this house and where it's located? It's a great location. So that is where you're going to get your value as a realtor, right? That's why consumers need realtors for that. That message needs to be out there more. Is the emotional side of it. I don't see a lot of people write about that. I think, anyone from NAR representatives here? Because if not, we need to do more of that. Talk about the emotional attachments. When you see that house and you really want that pool, but is it the right investment for you long term, right? It's your goal just to live there and maybe sell it 5 years from now. Well, maybe that pool is not a good idea, especially if it doesn't get too hot in the summer. Okay, so moving along here, how much time we got? oh no! Okay, I gotta go quick. Oh shoot! No one told me. God. Okay, quickly. So when I do a post like this, second connections, third connections, people are not related to my connections start connecting and liking my content. This is how it grows, and this post went beyond my network, and it grew tremendously within the first week. I'm gonna go skip through this and go back here actually. So the next time I do a post, those people who aren't connected to me will see my post. And I didn't have to do any legwork to get them to see my post. Okay, so next thing is you got to think about a strategy. You got a great post, so what, right? How you generate revenue, how you get leads. Start thinking about how you can drive them to your website, right? If you don't have a website, there are tools out there that can help you build websites, right? You can do like landing pages, Wix.com, leadpages.com. There's things that you can think about on creating a website where you can take when they click on the post and they want to learn more, take them to a website. And again, I want to point out 79% in general population, when interviewed, would rather text than call. So make sure you have a messaging solution. I'm going to give you a quick example here. You can take a post like this. You can create something where when someone clicks on that, goes to a website that has key things on your website. You can have, again, when they land on your page and when you talk about that post, what I want to point out is you want to make it easy for them to reach out to you. They can call you. They can fill out a form. That's pretty traditional. But what I don't see many people do is have a live chat. Live chat is one of the easiest way to start a sales conversation. It doesn't cost much to have as well. You know, people might think, oh my God, I don't have time to be chatting and chit-chatting with people. Well, I'm going to tell you this. People don't have time to chit-chat with you either. If they actually have a question, they're going to say something. I'm interested in that property, right? If you got a phone call and you're available, are you going to pick it up? Absolutely. And if you don't, you get voicemail, right? You give them a voicemail. This system will also automatically say, hey, just in case, actually, it can say, I'm in the meeting. I'm showing a client a house. Just in case, give me your email. I'll respond back right away. So it'll automatically capture the email. Okay, it's gone. Oh, man. Okay, blah, 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 blah. And this is my, quickly what my company does is I create digital talking flyers that auto starts the sales conversation. You take a few snaps of a photo, publish it. It goes on Facebook or LinkedIn. And when they click on it, it can instantly connect you with your next generation customers. Live chat, easy. And it's actually free to use. So check on Kaydoh.com. Now, I would love to come back and speak again. I can talk about changes on Facebook, how to actually create an effective post, but I need your help. You need to rate this session, give me thumbs up so I can come back again for next hour. I plan to give even a better talk on Facebook, ways on how to get around the changes on Facebook. No one's talking about that. We found a way to do it. I'd love to share that. Now,